What's going on, guys? OMaxxGaming here today, and I'm gonna come at you with a video about all the hate that Infinite Warfare has been getting. Now, personally, I personally don't think the game will be bad. Now, I personally don't think the game will be bad. Now, I may come back months later whenever the game's been out for a few weeks or so and say that the game sucks. I may think that. But at this moment in time, we have no clue on whether the game is going to be good or bad. The campaign which people are basing it around, you can't compare a campaign to a multiplayer game setting. Now, most of you may play campaigns, some don't. But the thing is, a campaign to multiplayer can play two completely different ways. Like in Advanced Warfare, you had the dudes with the weird head thing with one of the helmets that had like more health than the rest of them. So you have no clue how the guns are going to react just from that. As well, I don't think the game is as hated as people say it is. Part of it, I think, is just that people are hating on the game because everybody else is hating on it. It was like, oh, let's see how many dislikes we can get this to. That is what I personally believe the situation is. I don't believe the game truly has 2 million dislikes. I feel like the game maybe had got to like 700,000 or so, and then the hate train started going. Let's see if we can get to 1 million. Let's see if we can get farther than that. I mean, like I said, the game may be hated that much, but I feel like a lot of it is just people bandwagoning onto it. As well, Black Ops 2 was hated as well when the reveal trailer came out. Before Infinite Warfare, it was the game with the most dislikes pre-release. Now, Black Ops 2, it didn't receive the same amount, not even close to the same amount. But it was the most hated Call of Duty for the time, because it went into the future when no Call of Duty had at that point in time. IW is going to a time period where Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 have been around the same time point, I believe. I'm not sure the exact time, I haven't done all my research. But it's going into a near future that's a true possibility. Now, another thing is that the reason they have exos and the whole COD 4 remake thing. I'll get into the COD 4 remake later. But they started it probably midway through Ghosts. They saw that Advanced Warfare was doing the exo jumps and it was well received. So like, okay guys, why don't we put this into our game? We have the idea from space from Ghosts. Why don't we make the game more space, because people enjoyed those missions. Because I myself, and as well as many other people, did enjoy the space missions at the time of the game release. Those were two of my favorite missions, the one at the beginning and the one at the end. And I'm kind of looking forward to the entirety space thing of IW, I'll be completely honest. So they had their ideas from there, and they transferred it over to Infinite Warfare, with maybe at that time they had the Advanced Warfare exo jumps. And then about halfway through Advanced Warfare, they realized, wait a minute, people don't like the Advanced Warfare exos. So people are liking the Black Ops 3 thrust jumps, why don't we put that instead? And by the time it got to maybe a few months ago, they have gotten so far in their development cycle that they can't stop and just take out the whole space theme, the whole jump pack and stuff like that. When they realized that it wasn't going to be well received, that's when I believe that the COD 4 remake came in. But we'll get into that in a second later. Enough of the COD 4 thing. I believe COD 4 wasn't supposed to be in the original game. I truly believe that. I feel like that they were just going to release IW as its own independent game, and that COD 4 is being pushed into it by themselves or Activision, because they realized people aren't going to like it. People don't like the exos and stuff like that, so Activision or themselves made the idea to remake COD 4. And people are complaining about not getting the whole game. First of all, if you're buying the $70 or $80 edition, however much it is for the cheapest version with COD 4, you're paying for 2 games for about $80. So you're basically getting COD 4 $40 off of what it is. It may not be the entire game, but you also have to remember, they're remaking an entire game in maybe a year or so before the game comes out. They don't have the time to remake every map. Will they release the rest of the maps in DLC? It's a possibility, but it's not needed. I feel like that the 10 maps that they're going to give us and the campaign will be sufficient enough for people to be satisfied if if they really want to play a new, technically new, boots on the ground Call of Duty. Now, is it new? No, but updated graphics and stuff like that, maybe not as many hackers. I don't know if bounces will be in it, and the same thing about the M40A5 having that, like, OP zoom scope in time with the ACOG. That may not be in it, so it might have a new, completely different feel from the original COD 4. Or it may be the same game with the overpowered M16 and stuff. But the reason that they're not giving us the entire game is because, for one, we're not even paying the price of an entire game. As well, they didn't have time. Now, if they had just said, hey, why don't we re-release COD 4 and MW2 to begin with, and just not make a new Call of Duty, they probably could have completely remade COD 4 as well as MW2. Maybe even MW3 as a package, like they did for last gen with all 3 Call of Duties. But they didn't have time. But the point of this video is just don't hate on Call of Duty just because it's not what you want from trailers and a little bit of gameplay that we saw at E3. The multiplayer may not even have zero gravity in it. I'm pretty sure that there was a tweet that they kind of confirmed that some form of trickshotting would be in the game. That confirms at least that there has to be at least a few maps that's not zero gravity, if any of them are at all. Meaning that most of it will be boots on the ground gameplay with the thrust jumps. I like the Black Ops 2 thrust jumps. I like Advanced Warfare thrust jumps. I mastered Advanced Warfare. I became good at that game. I would have had no problem if they would have brought back the Advanced Warfare movement system. But a lot of people would have, and that's why they didn't do it. Don't really have anything else to say, but long story short, just don't hate on the game that hasn't come out yet. I'm going to use the stereotypical don't judge a book by its cover, but that's all that it is. For example, a lot of critics didn't like Transformers, the most recent Transformers movie. I enjoyed that movie. Enjoy the game for what it is. Call of Duty Ghosts, like, a lot of the thing that I tell people, Call of Duty Ghosts is by far the worst Call of Duty game. There's no doubt about that. But as a game itself, I really enjoyed that. Now, people say that Call of Duty is the same thing and they reuse pictures and stuff like that. I'm no way denying that they haven't. But there's definitely a difference between each Call of Duty game, but that's a story for another time. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember not to hate on COD 4 Remake /IW. And the people who say they aren't going to buy the game, when they see that their friends are enjoying themselves in COD 4 and maybe even IW, we never know. This could be the Modern Warfare 2 beater. This could become, in people's eyes, better than Modern Warfare 2. Will it? Realistically, probably not. But you never know. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and comment. I really want to see your guys' comments below on what you think of this topic. Like I said, leave a like, comment below, and I'm going to leave you to the rest of this gameplay. This is OMaxxGaming, signing out. See ya!